Okay, the next thing I want to do is route out a 5mm dado along the back of my cabinet parts to receive my back panel. Now, I could use the MFT table and run the router along the guide rail, but say this is the bottom for my sink base. This obviously is too wide of a piece for me to use the MFT. So I want to maintain a constant dado along all the edges of my cabinets so everything fits perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the edge guide here with the router. So since I'm putting a 19mm nailer along the back and the tops of my cabinets, and my plywood for the back is 5mm, the center of that is 2.5mm, but I'm going to make it 3. Which means that the center of my panel is going to be at 22mm in from the back. Because I'd rather have that nailer into the cabinet than protruding out through the back of the cabinet, because then I would just have to figure out a way to get rid of that excess material. So what I want to do now is, since 19 plus 3 is 22, I'm going to put my rule at 22 and I'm going to mark these two ends here. And all I have to do is set up this one board, and then I'll be set up for the other boards as well. So I have a 5mm router bit chucked in here. Now on this router there's a center line, and that center line is on both sides of the router. And that's going to tell me where the center of the router bit is. So what I want to do is line up the center line on the router base with the center line that I just marked down on my board. I'll check both sides and I'm good. Okay, now I'll set my depth of plunge. And I'm going to make this plunge 6mm because when I go to cut my panel, my back panel, I'll add 10mm to the sides and to the top and bottom overall. That way there's a little bit of wiggle room for me to slide this in here. So the depth of plunge for this will be 6mm. Get my hose. Now I'm getting ready to route out the side panels of the cabinets. I have my panels set up, orientated, so I don't get turned around, and make sure I don't actually put a dado on the top or the bottom. For the side of my cabinets, I mark with blue tape what part this is for, but then this piece of blue tape is towards the front of the cabinet. So I know to route out the back side of the cabinet. This is the side for my pantry, one of them. Just have to route that 5mm dado in the back. It's really nice working with the pre-finished plywood. The router just slides along it nice and smoothly. And with the right router bit, I like to use white side or CMT bits. I have a white side 5mm bit chucked in the router now, and I just get nice clean cuts with those router bits. So the next thing to do is to figure out where I'm going to put my dominoes and my pocket holes. I knew I was forgetting something. I was laying out my parts and I realized that I did not make any nailers for the cabinets, and that's what I need to do now. So the first thing I want to do is the router's still set up for that 5mm dado for the back panel, and I need to make stretchers, nailers, whatever you want to call them, for the tops of the cabinets. That's going to hold the back panel in place. Also give something for the installers of the countertops to install the countertop too. So I'm going to run the router along here first. That way I'm not making small pieces, and then I don't have to use the router table or try to route a dado in a small piece of wood. So route out the dado first, switch over to the track saw, the parallel guides, and I'm going to rip this down to 100mm wide. So now what I want to do is just simply set up the parallel guide with the extension that's going to allow me to cut a narrower stop. And I'm going to set my stop up to 100mm. Okay, now I just have to take this whole contraption and swing it around. I noticed that I have the splinter guard attached to the saw. That's going to ensure me that the pre-finished plywood, I get no chip out and no splinters, so it leaves me a nice clean cut. Now if my calculations are right, I just need to make 2 pieces like that, but I want to make 2 more pieces just solid. Those are for the tops of my cabinets, and I need to make some for the bottoms and the middles. I got some nailers to use, or stretchers, whatever you professionals call them. Okay, now I can cut these to size. So I'm back at the MFT3 table to cut my stretchers or nailers to size. And I could do it on the K-Pex, but I don't feel like setting it up. I already have everything set up here on the MFT. So going off my cut list, I know exactly what I need now. Again, I want to get rid of that factory edge. And basically just proceed to measure, mark, and cut. And you could see having that extension wing from the K-Pex set really helps with the support on the cutoff piece. I don't know if you noticed what I did there, but the first one I cut, and it's got my 5mm dado in it. This is going to go along the top of my cabinet. And then this is the meat to give to the countertop installers to attach the countertop. And then I went ahead and I cut two more. One for the bottom of the cabinet, one for the top of the cabinet. These will go on the backs. So these three stretchers, nailers, all the same size, and I just have to make a couple more of these. As soon as I moved those stretchers over to where I wanted them, I realized I made another mistake. I needed 4 of them. I had the ones in the back, but I need one in the front as well. So okay, now, the way that it should be. Here's the one with the dado for the top. These two are for the back. And this one is for the front. I'll get it straight one day. It's a good thing I didn't move my stop yet. Well, I got all my panels cut to size today. And I got the dados to accept the back panel routed out. And I think I'm going to call it a day. It's Sunday, football's on, and I could smell the wife is cooking something good in the kitchen. So I'm going to go find out what she's cooking. And so I guess for the next video, I'll save the layout of the dominoes and the pocket holes. Thanks for watching.